Okay.
It's not big enough.
Okay. So stories I say. So let's get started over here. So this is some Ramazim on Tefaרת Ha'omer, and we'll talk about two things that I want to talk about to make a connection between them. It was Rosh Chodesh, and that was Thursday night and Friday and Shabbos, but it still is a Chodesh of Iyar, and the sphere that Chodesh Iyar starts off with is the sphere of Tefaረት. Okay, we're all familiar with the sphere of Tefaረት, of course, right? That's what probably the rabbi in shul today spoke about, the sphere of Tefaረት. But let's give a little background about the spheres, and then we'll try to tie it in a little bit with an understanding of the Inyan of the Yoma and what the segulos of this day and this week and this man is. The just a hakdama. The Chassam Sofer says the following. He makes a statement that every day of Tefaረት Ha'omer is misugol to be misakin more than 2 full years of regular avodah. Okay, that's what the Chassam Sofer, he brings a remes to it. He says kimei hashemayim al haaretz, and he makes a chiddush. He says yimei hashemayim, yimei haaretz, and Memela, he says every day of Sfira, you have to look at it's at the Chassam Sofer in Drashos has a capability to be misakin more than 2 years of regular days. Okay, so we know that we say in Yibon Shalom that we atas to be subtle. This was Ha'omer kedei l'tarenu mitumosenu u'miklipasenu. Sfarim say Sfartim lochem is Rashi Tevios kedei l'tarenu mitumosenu. That's this is a man that really meant to be transformed in amazing types of ways, and not only we're being transformed in amazing types of ways in regular avodah, but the Lashon Baruch Shalom is Tarenu Kachenu B'Kedushascha Ha'Elyoina, right? That Hakadosh Baruch has kedusha. We know Hakadosh Baruch has kedusha, but something called B'Kedushascha Ha'Elyoina. You're talking about a Hanhaga Elyoina, which means that we're being supercharged in the Hanhaga Hakadosh Baruch Hu, the Klal Yisrael, and in Mela, the amount of tikkun of kedusha and tyra and from tumah and klipos is multiplied immensely. So I was just thinking that we refer to Tefaረት Ha'omer, right? Every day Tefaret Ha'omer we say Hayom, right? Hayom is Shiva Asa Yom, right? Shem Shnei Shvois is Shloisha Yomim La'omer. Right? Every day of Sfira is called Hayom. Hayom describes this is the day. We have to look at every day as today is the day where we can be misakin amazing amounts. Normally say, it's just a regular day, we'll do it tomorrow. When it comes to days of Sfira, you have to say, no, Hayom, today's the day. Which reminds me of a very famous verse of the Chafetz Chaim. Chafetz Chaim says that Avodas Hashem can be very confusing. We can always procrastinate. We'll do it tomorrow. And what should I be learning? Should I be learning this Gemara? The daf today is not so geshmach. Maybe tomorrow's daf. Maybe yesterday's daf, or maybe I missed it. Maybe I missed 2 days ago's learning, and my avodah isn't going to be showing. And there's so many things to confuse us in avodas Hashem to take away from its shleimus. So he says today it's very simple to be aimed in this nisayon. When we stay focused, he says the focus that we have, Ari, is the focus that we have. Is the pasuk in Kriya Shema, right? The pasuk in the beginning of Kriya Shema says that if you want to have shleimus, you have Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad, Yana Avos Hashem Avos Hashem Lekecha, which ultimately describes ultimate shleimus. Zok L'Chavetz Chaim, what is the focus for this? He says the pasuk gives us the key. V'hayu hadvarim ha'ela asher anochi mitzavacha hayom al levavecha. So he says, a person, in order to be focused and not be distracted and not to lose his confidence, he has to have the following thought in mind: that he sits down with the daf Gemara and he has to picture it to himself and tell himself, this is the only daf of Torah in the entire world. There's no other chelik of Torah. This is the entire Torah. Is this one daf? And that's Merum, as the Chafetz Chaim says, B'hayu hadvarim ha'ele. Okay. Only these words, asher anochi mitzavecha, not only is this Dvar Me'ela is the only Chelik Torah in the world, Asher Anoichi, a person has to picture that HaKadosh Baruch Hu, there's nothing in the world besides this Daf Gemara, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and him. There's you, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and this Daf Gemara. V'hoyu Advar Me'ela, this Daf Gemara, Asher Anoichi, that I HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Mitzabecha, Lashon Yachid, to you, Hayom. And there's no yesterday, there's no tomorrow. There's just today. Hayom is the entire opportunity you have for shleimus. And Memela, when you have this in mind, this Torah, Asher Anoichi, that Hashem Kavyochel, Yitzavacha, you specifically, Hayom, and today is the only day that you have to chesh v'nais in any chelik of your avodah. So then your avodah stays focused. So I was thinking that this Asher Anoichi, Yitzavacha Hayom, Tzushtal very nicely to the lashon of our sphere Seimer, Hayom, Shiva Asa Yom, right? That when you say the Hayom in your sphere Seimer, to recognize that every day this is the day where we have the opportunity of transforming ourselves beyond our comprehension. And we don't have to think about yesterday, we don't have to think about tomorrow. Just think about Hayom and recognize that the opportunity is unbelievable. That is the just the Hakdama to the days of Sfira Sa'omer. We're holding this week in the week of Tefaረት. We started the week of Tefaret, the third week of Sfira. The first week of Sfira is 7 Sfiras of Chesed. Started from Chesed, Shebetfaaret, all the way to Mach Shebetfaaret. Then we had a week of Gvura. And this week we started Thursday night, the week of Teferet. What is Teferet? Teferet is Chesed, Gvura, Teferet are referred to in these are the names of the spheres, but they refer to things that we commonly know that exist. We'll give other names for Chesed, Gvura, Teferet, and you're going to understand that Teferet represents something very, very understandable. Teferet is, in other words, for Chesed, Gvura, Teferet is Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. Okay, Avram is Midas HaChesed, Yitzchak is Midas HaGvura, and Yaakov is Midas HaTiferet. Or another terminology, another example would be Yemin, Shmuel, Emsa. Okay, Chesed is Yemin. Why do we always do things with our right hand first? Because you always want to start off with Chesed. We put on our right shoe first, right? Then the left shoe, first Chesed, and then Gevura, then Din. So you have Yemin, Shmuel, Emsa. Okay, so whenever you have everything in the world has extremes. It has the right wing, you have the left wing, and you have the middle path. Teferet is the middle path. Okay, now that we understand what Teferet is, so we could just give us a little understanding. Avram is Midas HaChesed. Midas HaChesed is a midah that has no bounds. Avram Avinu, to do a chesed means whatever you want, I'm going to do it. There's nothing going to stand in my way. But at the end of the day, chesed the whole world cannot exist with only chesed because as we know, let's say the klipa of chesed, the tzahara of chesed is nus, right? Because as we all know, people want to do chesed, and they see a lonely person on the street, and they're going to be their friend, and they're going to be nice to them, and before you know it, everyone is involved in the klipa of chesed, which is nus. There has to be some sort of symptom of chesed. Chesed has to have some sort of something that stabilizes it, that gives parameters, that gives boundaries to it, and that is called gvura or din, which is the midah of Yitzchak. So Yitzchak is a equalizer to Avram's chesed. However, Yitzchak's midah is total din, which means total din means that if you cross me in some way, I'll strike you down. Right, so midas hadin is, we know HaKadosh Baruch Hu wanted to be to betchila all of achshav to live beside him midas hadin, but Rosh ain't on the miskayim because din does not allow kiyum. So Avram's midah is too much of his spashtas, right? I picture it like this, Gaz is like a midas chesed, it just nispashet, right? Something that is a solid is midas hadin. All the cells are mitzumtzum together. And then you can have mayim in the middle, right? You have water which has some sort of substance, but at the same time, it's less solid. So mainly you have Avram's midah is chesed. It's mispashet, can be mispashet too much. Yitzchak's midah is mitzamtzing. It puts boundaries on it. And the middle midah, which ends up being Yaakov Avinu is the middle midah of Rachamim, and which is also known as Teferet. Okay, meaning it is the perfect midah. It ends up being the perfection. That's why Yaakov is the Bechir Sheba Avos, because ultimately Yaakov is the tachlis. Avram, Yitzchak, their whole avodah was ultimately to bring a Yaakov Avinu into the Welt, and that's what's really going on in the mice of the Akedah. By the Akedah, Avram and Yitzchak are having this interaction, and what's happening is they are interacting at that point to be zeicha to a Yaakov Avinu, and they're remazim to Yaakov Avinu in the Parsha of Akedah. Many remazim that their whole interaction over here is to bring a Yaakov Avinu into the Welt. One of their remazim is Vayivaka Atzeh Ha'ila. Vayivaka is Isis Yaakov. Okay, that they were here to hammer out the Chesed and Gvura, bring the Midah HaEmtzayis of Yaakov Avinu, which is known as Teferes. The week of Teferes is Misugol for Refuah. Okay? Now let's just start with Iyar. Iyar is very well known. Iyar is the week of Refuah. As everybody knows, everyone that went to Cheder last week knows the Rebbe told you, Iyar is Rashi Teves, Ani Hashem Roif Echa. And you may have thought that Iyar is spelled with 2 yuds, and the halacha is actually in Gittin, the Shulchan Aruch Paskins and Siman Kuf Chav Ches, Neben Ezra, I think it's Kuf Chav Ches, to write Iyar with 2 yuds. However, it's not so pashut Iyar is written with 2 yuds, right? Iyar can be written with 1 yud, and that's Ani Hashem Meifecha is the Rashi Tevis of Iyar. Okay, so Iyar has to do with Refuah. Teferes is also very much to do with Refuah, and I'm going to bring you a raya. Right? If you take out the 2 toughs from Teferes, the tough at the beginning and tough at the end, Raf, you're going to like this one. Right? What's left? Rifael. Right? Reish Pei Aleph. Right? You have Refuah. Right? So it's called the Isis of Refuah are in to make up the word Teferes. Now, I'm not just making this up because the words happen to be there. It happens to be the fact that the Midah of Teferes has to do with Refuah. And it's not by chance that the Isis of Refuah are in Teferes. In Shemona Esrei, every bracha has a kavanah. When you say Baruch Atah Hashem, there's a kavanah for one of the spheres that the bracha corresponds to. And believe it or not, the bracha of Rifa'enu, the nikud of the Shem Havaya in Rifa'enu is the nikud of Chaylam, which is Teferes. Okay, so the bracha of Rifa'enu has to do with Teferes. Why is Teferes the midah of Refuah? The answer is Pasha. Chayli comes from an imbalance in the body, right? You could have many imbalances. You could have imbalance of too much chamimus or too much karirus, right? Too much chamimus, right, gives you the burning fever. Too much karirus gives you the chills of the fever, right? Good health is the balance between all the systems in your body. Things could be you could be too lach, you could be too yavesh. A person could have too much moisture or too dry. Teferes is always that equalizer, and male Teferes is the midah that corresponds to refuah, where all systems find this equilibrium and they function well, and there's good health. The mela, that's why Teferes is the midah of refuah. The getting back to Chodesh Iyar, we said as Ani Hashem Roif Echa. The Bnei Yisachar, when every Chodesh he brings down a drasha about the Chodesh. So the Bnei Yisachar, and he always starts with, he brings from the Sefer Yetzirah what the Sefer Yetzirah says about the Chodesh. So the Chodesh Iyar, the Bnei Yisachar says the following. The Sefer Yetzirah says the following: Himlech Eis Vav Behirher. HaKadosh Baruch Hu was Himlech. He made Melech Eis Vav Behirher. Okay, so every month has in it an Eis from the Aleph Beis. Okay, let me just tell you how the Aleph Beis is divided up. Aleph Beis has 22 letters totally. There are 12 letters that are Yud Beis Pshutais. These are the simple letters. Okay. The simple letters, the Yud Beis Pshutais, are connected to Yud Beis Chotshei Hashanah. Then you have the Zayin Kefulos. You have the 7 letters that are Kefulos. These are the 7 letters that can have dogishes, and that is they have dots in the middle, and that gives them a certain pronunciation, right? And that is Beis Gimel Dalet, Kaf Pei Reish, and Saf. Okay, Bogad Kaparas. Those are the 7 Kefulos. And then you have the 3 Yisoidos, which are connected Eish, Mayim, and Ruach, which is Isis Aleph, Mem, and Shin. Okay, so Bagad, Kaparas, and Aleph, Mem, and Shin are not the 12. The remaining 12 Isis are connected to the Chachi Hashanah. Starting from Nisan, if you have Aleph, Beis, Gimel, Dalet are not from the Pshut Isis, it starts at Hey. So Nisan is connected Hey, and Iyar is connected Vav, Zayin, Ches, Tes, and Yud, and then Lamed, Mem, Nun, Samach, Ayin, etc. Okay, those are the months. Okay, so Mela, Iyar is connected Eis Vav. Well, lo and behold, Yankel, you're gonna like this one. That lo and behold, Eis Vav. You know what Eis Vav is? Eis Vav is Yaakov Avinu. Eis Vav is connected to Teferet. In Shem Hashem, Yud K Vav K. Yud K Vav. Yud is Chesed, which is Avram Avinu. The Hey Rishayna is Yitzchak, and Vav is Yaakov Avinu. So the Vav is a Teferet. Chesed word Teferet. And Mela comes out amazing that Iyar, which is Ani Hashem Reifecha, is connected the Eis Vav, which is the Midah of Teferet. And Mela, it's Chodesh Iyar and the week of Teferet, which started on Rosh Chodesh Iyar, mamish collide, right, to bring together the supercharged Olam of Refuah to Klal Yisrael. The Chodesh of Iyar, every month we know we daven Nusach, we daven Musaf in a Nusach Sfard Siddur. In the Musaf Rosh Chodesh we have in Baruch Atah Hashem Mikadosh Yisrael Rosh Chodashim. The Shem Hashem has in it 12 different permutations. Okay, if you open up your Siddur, right, in Siddur Rosh Chodesh, right, there's Nusach Sfard. They bring down the 12 permutations of Shem Hashem, and Rosh Chodesh Nisan starts off with the standard Yud Kei Vav Kei, because Rosh Chodesh Nisan is the Chesed, and Memela it's Yud Kei Vav Kei. The Chodesh Iyar is Yud Kei Kei Vav. The Havayis are Be'emtza. The two Heys are Be'emtza, and the Bnei Yissaschar says that corresponds to the Tefillin Rabbeinu Tam, where in Tefillin Rabbeinu Tam, the Hayim Shemoy and the Hay Kiviyach are in the middle. That's called Havayis Be'emtza. You have the two Heys in the middle of Yud Kei Kei Vav in the Shiloh of the Isis of Shem Havaya of Iyar. The Rashi Tevis that this comes from is the pasuk says B'zois is halaham is halel haskel b'yadaya Isi. A person wants to feel good about himself. Don't think that you feel good about yourself. They make a lot of money, or they're very handsome, or they're very strong, right? The only thing a person can be mishal about is haskel b'yadaya Isi. Yishalel ha-mishalel haskel v'yadaya is Rashi Tevis of Yud Kei Kei Vav, and that's the Rashi Tevis where the Shem Havaya of Chodesh Iyar comes from. Yishalel ha-mishalel means, and Chodesh Iyar, I'm supposed to be darshaning about the inyanim of Iyar and Svira. You get it? Why, Moshe? Yishalel ha-mishalel. Does anybody get it? I don't see any light bulbs going on. Okay. My name's in there, Ari. You don't look very confused.
Now I lost you a few steps back with the 12 permutations of Hashem's name.
Yeah. Open up. I'll show you. I have a siddur right here. You open up your siddur to Musaf of Rosh Chodesh, right? And it's interesting that this made it to the siddur from the Bnei Yissaschar, who we're quoting from. He's the one that says that the reason why people don't get answered is because they don't know the proper kavanas. So if you look at the siddur on Rosh Chodesh, right? They have they have every month with the Rashi Tevis with the Shem Hashem in different orders. You see, Nisan is Yud Kei Vav Kei, right? Iyar is Yud Kei Kei Vav, and they tell you where it comes from, right? Nisan comes from Yismachu Hashemayim B'Sal Gelar, it's Rashi Tevis and Yismachu Gelar, and Iyar comes from Yishal HaMishal Haskel V'Yadayim. Okay, so Mela, and it goes through, meaning if you have the truth is a 4-letter word, right, has 24 permutations, 1 times 2 times 3 times 4. But in as much as the 2 of the letters are the same, right, so it's going to repeat, right, the Hey Rishon and Hey Achrayna. So in the 12 months of the year, you have you have 3 months starting with Yuds, 3 months starting with Hays, right? 3 months starting with Vavs, and 3 months starting with Hays again with a different result. So that's ER, and that's the week of Tefaret. So mamish collide together as far as and really land exactly where we need it. We need what does Klal Yisrael need now? We need refuah. This is the week taka to have kedei l'tareinu b'timosenu mikliposenu from any chas v'shalom chayili in Klal Yisrael. So we're telling you guys there that. So let's get a little bit more carried away over here. Okay, the Arizal says the following, that he said just give you a little background. Okay, Pesach and Shavuos, 2 Yom Tovim that clearly are connected, right? They actually, the Rishonim say that just like Sukkot has a Shmini Atzeres, so too Pesach has a Shmini Atzeres. You know what the Shmini Atzeres is? Shmini Atzeres is Shavuos. The emphasis is that Pesach and the whole Avodah Sfira fears ice with the Yontif of Shavuos, and we find that they correspond unbelievably, right? That they on Pesach we bring on Pesach we bring a carbon Pesach, right? What is a carbon Pesach? A carbon Pesach appears to be a carbon taida. That's what it would appear to be. You go out of jail, you bring a carbon taida. A Pesach is really a carbon taida because it's a shlamim. However, it's nachal yom v'layla, which is a carbon taida. For those of us that say the Parsha Talmud the Ezeh Mekayim every day, we know a shlamim and a taida both kachin kalim, and nafkamin is one is nachal yom v'layla, one is nachal shnei yom v'layla echad. So a Pesach is really a carbon taida, but it's a palatine gazach, because what a carbon taida is famous for is that it has chalos of chametz, right? You bring 40 chalos with the carbon taida, 10 of them are chametz, and the carbon taida, which is Pesach, cannot actually be brought on Pesach, right? It's like the palatine gazach. You stop saying mizmor l'sayid, the erev Pesach, and say we're going out of jail. We should be saying mizmor l'sayid. This should be the hallmark of our davening every day, and we don't say mizmor l'sayid b'chlal on Pesach because there's chametz in the carbon taida, which is the palatine gazach, right? Zok Sfarim, that you know where the chametz of the carbon taida of carbon Pesach is. That's on Shavuos. On Shavuos we bring shtei halechem, and the shtei halechem are chametz. Okay, so the shtei halechem are the chametz shebetaida, which literally is the ice spear of the carbon Pesach avodah Pesach. Pesach and Shavuos, the reason why the way they connect is Pesach is equivalent to Klal Yisrael being born, and Shavuos is equivalent to Klal Yisrael becoming gedolim, okay, reaching a level of godless, okay, because when a child is born, a child does not make any effort towards his yitzira. He does not make any effort to his coming of being formed into a person, and this is what Pesach is. Pesach is Klal Yisrael being born, okay, and the Ramazan of Klal Yisrael coming out of Mitzrayim and Klal Yisrael coming out of a Yam. Literally, a Meram is the Klal Yisrael coming out of the womb of to be born. When Klal Yisrael is born, right, it's a tremendous taitzah for Klal Yisrael. It's a tremendous simcha, right? But ultimately, they have not provided themselves. They have not earned it themselves, and they have not grown themselves. It's very much equivalent to a child who's born and he's being formed in Mei Imai. He's taught Kol HaTorah Kula, so you say, what does he have to do anything? He's Reb Chaim Kanievsky already, right? Reb Chaim Kanievsky in the flesh. He knows Kol HaTorah Kula, but yet he's born and he has to earn it all from scratch. He has to actually grow and develop it. But it must be taught in his mother's stomach to be put into his shirish, and then with his avodah he could bring out the mitzvahs of his shirish. This is what went on with Klal Yisrael. Klal Yisrael in the shirish, they were forged into Yidden with the Amun and HaKadosh Baruch Hu and Madregas, and they were brought from the lowest Madregas, the Chesed, to be born into the highest Madregas. And the avodah that you may serious to grow every day in Madrega till Shavuos, and then they become Bar Mitzvah, they become they reach a godless, or maybe they reach a higher god, the godless path by mitzvah, which is the godless of Nisuin. But whatever it is an avodah from being born, being created, with everything being done for you. And now, for this to actually have value, you have to actually now regain it. It's all in your DNA. It's all programmed. It's been given there, Chesed Hashem. And now you reprogram. Now you look into your programming and you bring it out. That's the avodah of Yemei Sfiras HaOmer. This avodah of Yemei Sfiras HaOmer of stelling avek and working and instilling in ourselves and regaining from our own avodah everything that's been programmed into us, is the Arizal says this is being mamshich certain kedusha into our lives. Okay, he describes that the kedusha being mamshich into our lives is what we referred to earlier as the tarenu kachenu b'dushas kahel yoina, that we bring into our lives this great kedusha that Kadosh Baruch Hu wants to inspire us with. And this kedusha yoina is the shame of Eke. Okay, when we refer to Kadosh Baruch Hu, normally we refer to Hashem with the shame of Yud Kei Vav Kei, right? But there is the shame of Eke, which is the name that Moshe Rabbeinu took place on the time of Eke. Eke refers to HaKadosh Baruch Hu's spheres El Yonis, okay, which are Chesed, which are Chachma Bin and Das. Those may have heard of it. May have heard of it as being referred to as Chabad. But Chachma Bin and Das, these are the spheres that are connected the Rosh of the person, which is your intellect, and these are called El Yaina. Okay, just to give you just a quick background, right? Everything that goes on in the world is understood by looking at ourselves. Our bodies are much of the whole world. So we have a head. Our head is our intellect, which is the El Yaina part of us. In our intellect, we have Chachma Bin and Das. In the Olam Asiyah, right, your intellect doesn't do much, right? Unless you're a football player, you don't do much with your head, right? But if you're a person, you think with your head, and your body is Asiyah. In the Olam Asiyah, the Olam Maisa, that's where you start getting to Chesed, Gvur, Tefaert. Chesed is your right hand, Gvur is your left hand, Tefaert is your middle, right foot, left foot, and that's Hafin Hoy, your side is a bris, etc. Memela, in the Olam Maisa, you have the Zion sphere, which is Sphira, but we're being mamshik to the Kedusha Yaina of the Chachma Bin and Das, which has to do with what's known as Meichin, which has to do with what's going on in our head, our intellect, and that's where we're bringing this Kedusha Yaina into our lives. Zakta Arizal Azay. Our job is to be mamshich 10 times Shem Eke into our lives during Yemei Sphira. Okay, Eke is B'Gematria 21. However, when you write out the Shem Eke, right, Eke has an Aleph. Aleph is spelled Aleph Lamed Pei. The Hey is spelled Hey Yud, right? The Yud is spelled Yud Vav and Daled, and the next Hey is also spelled Hey Yud. Okay, what do you end up with? You end up with 10 letters, right? So when you take the Shem Eke, which is Gematria 21, and you add together the 10 letters of its Milui, you end up with 31, which is Gematria Kel. Zokta Arizal, you have to mamshich these 10 Shemos of Eke, and what do you get? 10 times 31 is 310, which is Gematria of Aimer. Okay, the Indian of Aimer is being mamshich the Olam of Kedushas Chel Yaina of 10 times Eke. What is Eke? Right, with the 10 letters, it's Gematria Kel. Okay, amazing. What is Kel?
31.
31. But what is the Midah of Kel? Right?
Isn't that Din?
Midah of Kel is the first of Yud Gimel Midah Sharachamim, right? Kel Rachamim. But Kel is Kula Chesed, and Kel is the Midah of Refuah, of that Moshe Rabbeinu davened for. Kel na Rifana La. So Kel has to do with Refuah. So the God spheres Aim, which is B'Gematria 10, which the Arizal tells us is 10 times Kel. This is Mamish Maramis to the Midah of Refuah, that the God's Zman of spheres Aim is Mamish Silva for Refuah. Not only that, what's Moshe Rabbeinu davens for Miriam? Kel na Rifana La. What was it? Those of us that say Ana B'Chayach, right? That you put together the letters of Ana B'Chayach. So the third line of Ana B'Chayach, is No Gibor Dashi Chutchukavah Shamim. The week of Teferet starts off with No, which is Keal No Rifan Allah, which is the midah of Refuah. The week of Teferet, which is the chelik of Aimer, which is the ganze Aimer's Indian of Refuah.
I just wanted to say, Rebbe, before you continue, that we're approaching the time limit, I think.
Okay.
You should be able to, 1 second, you should be able to restart the meeting with the same link. So you have to wait 60 seconds before you can click it again, and then it should work. Worst case.
Okay, I'm basically done. So maybe I managed to get up. I'm just thinking about tonight. Tonight is Tefaret Shebetfaaret. Okay, for everything we've spoken about comes the full focus of all the madregas of Teferet and all the chusim of Teferet and the avoid of Teferet is tonight Teferet Shebetfaaret. Teferet Shebetfaaret happened to be day 17. Day 17 is Bigamatria Taiv. Taiv is 17, right? Now, what was I thinking? I was thinking. What was I thinking? Hit me this night. Tonight. I forgot what the remnants of Taiv is. What has to do with this bar? Just 1 second. Taiv. Oh. Okay. Well, we'll leave it at that. So the Bekitzer, the halts of the week of Teferet in Mitten Iyar. Did I lose you guys?
Rebbe, you always do that.
What do you mean?
You always,
it got to be too big. It got to be too big. Okay. But I was just going to say, I was just thinking, Isaiah, that I was thinking that Eka and Taif, right, is but the sphere has to do with Eka and Taif is Bigamatria Lamed Ches, right, which sounds like, right, something to do with Chayli, right? Vaniba Chaloisam, right? The root of Chayli is has to do with 38. But and by Chal is Lashon Tefillah, whatever. But I didn't work it out. But Bekitzer, but just if you're Azay, that we know that we're saying Azay, that Sphere is this man of Kael, like the Arizal told us. Kael is Refuah. And the Pasuk tells us, Chesed, Kael, Kol Hayom. It's like we start off at the beginning. Sphere is called Hayom. Hayom. Right? Hayom, Shiva Hayom. Right? Sphere has the beginning of Yom. Hayom. Chesed, Kael, Kol Hayom. The Chesed of the Midah of Kael is Kol Hayom. Every day of Sphere has this Chesed Kael that's available. And we talk about Zoiche to have all the Chesed of Kadosh Baruch Hu to permeate our lives. We should have Siyat Yishmaya, Beruchnius, Ubegashmius. We should reach the Madregas of every day. Sphere gives us, as like we said from Sam Sefer, more than 2 years worth of Avodah. And we should be Zoiche that Kadosh Baruch Hu should be Taras, should be Mkadashas, Bikushasa, Hel Yoina, Amen, Salah. I'll just theorize one thing maybe. That ER is Himach Eisvav Behir her, and hear her is obviously has connotations for Hirhura Avera and Hirhurim Royim, right? But hear her Himach Eisvav Behir her means what is hear her, right? We have our das, we have our intellect, and hear her describes, at least from my understanding, the connotation is it is our emotional thoughts, right? Thoughts that are brought about that originate in our emotion. Right, most thought is very intellectual. Right, here is emotional thought, and maybe when people are emotionally connected to the richness and timeless of Ayom Hazeh, so Hirurim turn into Hirur Aveira and Chas v'Shalom. Masha'enke when Himlich Eisvav Behir means that our job is to connect that Kadosh Baruch Hu so emotionally that our Hirurim of Tahirim, our Hirurim of connection to Kadosh Baruch Hu. So Mela. That is a zman that's misugol also for Sphere Ha'omer, because Sphere Ha'omer is well known and documented in the Sfarim that Omer is a bigamachia keri, which is a zman that's a tikkun for oven that comes about through Hirhurim Roim. And Masha Enkin, Spheres Aimer, which is really the bulk of Spheres Aimer, which is Himach Eizvav Behir, it's his man, Misuba for us emotionally connected Kadosh Baruch Hu, that our Hirhurim, our natural thoughts gravitate emotionally to connect to Kadosh Baruch Hu. Those of you guys that we've spoken about dreams, in the past, it's like you could go to sleep at night, and at night before you go to sleep, if you say Hamapil, right, about that we should avoid Hirhurim Royim, right? But the idea is what's Hirhurim come at night, meaning your mind gravitates to where you're emotionally connected. So when a person goes to sleep at night and he finds he's dreaming about Torah, he's dreaming about davening, he's dreaming about a Kadosh Baruch Hu, he wakes up in the morning with a big smile because he knows Baruch Hashem, he went to sleep connected, he woke up connected. Right? The Vilna Gaon says the whole tachlis of sleep, because every night your neshama has to go to connect to Kadosh Baruch Hu in Yeshiva Shemaila. So when a person goes to sleep and he in his Hirhurim at night, he has a connection to Kadosh Baruch Hu. You wake up with a tremendous joy when if Chas V'Shalom a person goes to sleep at night and he's nival from the nivhal from the Hirhurim Chashon that are not kifi, or even if they're just random. You don't have that same sense of connection. So the Himlach Eizvav Behir, I always tell the Adam in Yeshiva, like I come in the morning, like, oh, I had a great dream last night. I was crying my eyes out in Shemona Esrei, saying, and it's like I woke up because I was screaming Yehesh Rabba. Somebody starts screaming in your sleep, you wake up sometimes, and those are the Hirhurim of Himlach Eizvav Behir, where a person is zeicha to feel that emotional connection that comes out in his Hirhurim. That's just not just the Eisvir with the Himlach Eizvav Behir. What Vav what the connection of Vav and Hir is, that I don't have anything to add to it. Okay, Agroisi Ashikach Abaisai. It's great.
Rabbi, a good Vav.
A good Tevach, a good Chaydish. And Bez Hashem, so we should do this more often. It's very enjoyable. Thank you so much, Ari, for hosting. And everyone else that listened in.